Hello, I'm Tracey Mueller Gibbs. I'm a San Diego resident, and I'm here today in memory of my son, Rowan. Please understand my son's death would fall under the classification of what your specific complaint guidelines claim to issue the highest priority: gross negligence and repeated negligent acts involving death. My son, Rowan, deserved to be treated equitably in both life and death. My son died during a CT scan because his doctors ignored my concerns. My son had a known genetic anomaly that involved known grave risk of being put under general anesthesia. They ignored my pleas and put my son at risk by putting my son under general anesthesia unnecessarily, causing his tragic death at 2 years old. After many objections, I wrote on Rowan's consent form that my signature was conditional upon his anesthesiologist being well versed in the anesthetic risk associated with my son's specific identity. His anesthesiologist reassured me that she was well aware of the risk, yet she began to induce gas anesthesia as an outpatient after only testing his heart rate. I watched my son go into fatal cardiac arrest as his body interacted with the general anesthesia. My son walked through the hospital, excited to tell me about Santa Claus as we went down the hallway, and 15 minutes later, he was dead. He would not have died if his medical care was appropriate for his needs. Rowan's death may have been taken seriously if his death was not subject to a protocol which did not apply to him, but was used in considering further investigation of his death. My son's death was never fully or equitably investigated. My complaint against this anesthesiologist was dismissed with no transparency and no input from me. We are calling on this committee to give us the right to a complainant interview before our death complaints are dismissed. Today, I heard discussion about both anesthetic accountability and implicit bias. My son's case is an example of both lack of anesthetic accountability and how implicit bias in the board may have played a part in reviewing his death. Just as my voice was taken away during his care, my voice was again taken away in his death. We need you to revise both business and professions code in the Sunset Bill and adopt a DCA complaint prioritization system that other healthcare boards utilize. It is clear-cut. If we have a death complaint, then it must go to full investigation. I would also ask to take it a step further and make sure that those investigations are equitable. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm sorry for your